Today we'll be talking about algae biofuels. In our world today, we're using an alarming amount of fossil fuels causing serious damage to the earth. With the population growing at a significant pace, we need to find alternatives to these fossil fuels. Algae biomass is grown and cultivated in a variety of systems like open ponds or closed photobioreactors. The harvested algae biomass is then produced into energy-dense intermediate product. The most common intermediate product is triglycerides, which can be refined into biofuels and used in existing technology. Here's a graphic depicting the life cycle of this renewable energy fuel source. One key aspect to notice is that the carbon dioxide emitted when the fuel is burned is then absorbed by the growing algae, which is referred to as being carbon neutral. The algae components that are not converted into biofuel can be anywhere from 40 to 75% of the biomass put into the system, and these can be made into products like animal feeds or commodity chemicals, meaning that waste is reduced. Now we'll discuss the advantages of using algae biofuel as compared to traditional petroleum or other biofuels. For one, algae biofuel has the capability to produce 30 times more energy per unit area compared to other biofuel sources like corn or sugarcane. It has the ability to be grown in waste or saltwater, and according to the estimates from the U.S. Department of Energy, if algae fuel replaced all the petroleum fuel used in the United States, it would only require 15,000 square miles, which is the equivalent of 0.42% of the United States. Perhaps the biggest advantage, though, of algae biofuel when compared to petroleum is the environmental benefits. Now, with this background information being established, we can take a look at the triple bottom line considerations. When considering the social aspect of using biofuels, one of the main things is the public accepting this change. For biofuels to be successful, the public has to be willing to make the switch. In an effort to accomplish this, the U.S. Department of Energy pledged $24 million in research groups to commercialize the public to algae-based biofuels. Algae-based biofuels also present job opportunities for the public while taking some away from the petroleum industry. There is a concern for the return on investment for this product. There are relatively high upfront costs to build cultivation centers and processing facilities, as well as costs to transport, process, and store the biofuel. Another consideration is the cost compared to the efficiency of the biofuel. The energy density of the algae biofuel is lower than that of petroleum and also has a higher cost. But with this higher cost comes significant savings to the environment. Algae biofuels are a renewable source of energy that can improve air quality and can help slow climate change by reducing greenhouse gas emissions. Algae can also be grown on infertile lands and in brackish salt and wastewater and is considered carbon neutral as mentioned before, but this does not account for the transportation of the product or the emissions from processing the algae biomass. Despite minor concerns, algae biofuel provides significant environmental benefits. Using today's technologies, the $1.77 billion increase from switching from a petroleum plant to an algae oil plant is preventing this from becoming a mainstream option. Current research by the Scripps Institute of Oceanography and the Department of Energy are focused on improvements to this product, such as speeding the process of converting algae to biocrude and metabolically engineering algae to improve the yield of triglycerides. These solutions will help make algae biofuels more commercially viable in the near future. Some key takeaways are that algae biofuels have 30 times higher energy per unit area when compared to other biofuels and can easily grow in places where other biomasses can't. Although there are still some problems, advancements in the technology should be able to overcome them. Lastly, our dependence as a species on fossil fuels is destroying the earth, and algae biofuels is a promising option to replace them.